Hey guys,
Hi, Nate.
how we doing?
Good, how are you?
Well, thanks. We'll just wait a few minutes, see if we can get anyone else on here, and then we will jump right into it. I'm just trying to get a little food in beforehand as well. We'll get going. Thank you all for being here. Frank, I don't know if we've met yet.
Oh, I just 2 days ago.
Oh, okay, cool. I actually shot you an email the other day, I believe. So welcome to KW. I'm glad you're here.
All right, thank you.
Hi, Jana. I don't know if we've met either, but nice to meet you. So we'll jump right in this. And if you guys have any questions along the way, just stop me, let me know. You can unmute yourself or don't mute yourself at all, unless there's background noise. But just let me know if you have any questions. I'll stop and ask if there's any questions. And I would like this to be more, kind of bouncing things back and forth. I mean, I have a little presentation that I'll go over and whatnot, but ideally I would like to have more conversation based and be able to kind of brainstorm things and get some good ideas out there for each other, All right, I am going to share my screen. Oh, wrong button. Once I can figure out, there it is. All right. Okay. Hang on, just minimize all this stuff. Been trying to do post like paid advertisements on Facebook, and I'm struggling right now with it. So, has anyone have any experience with that at all?
I did it last year, and this is when I first started, and I had it all set up to like go right into my database, and it just created so much junk. Like, because I'd say like 85% of the leads like were like spam.
Oh, really?
And at the time, I wasn't monitoring it well enough. Like, I was just trying to survive the listing, and then like I'm looking now, I'm like, where are all these leads coming from? And like, yeah. So you just gotta, what you do is like, I think just what I would do next time is like maybe put a separate tag on them as they come in, or you can kind of isolate them by day. So that's how I just been like doing them all in bulk to like get rid of them.
Okay, maybe we can maybe I'll call you later to kind of help me. Well, it's not even letting me right now for some reason add a ad. I don't know why, so I gotta figure that part out first. I've done them in the past, but just not very efficiently. But I just want to basically post a couple of properties that I just put on multifamilies just to get them out there more and get more people to see them. All right. So
have you talked to Diana?
Diana, no. Who's Diana? Is she in our office?
She's in the Norwell office, and she's been sending out. She's the command.
Yes, I've been getting emails from her, I believe.
Yes, she's the one to talk to, Nate.
Okay, all right, I'll reach out to her. Thank you, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Okay, all right. Again, see how much I pay attention to my email. Getting started with your spirit. So I'm gonna go over just kind of how I got started, kind of getting over the fears of making the phone calls, and then just how to build it more, how to grow it, how to basically work it better and be in front of those people. I also attached a link into one of them because I was trying to find a quote it's more like a statistic by Gary Keller or someone from Keller Williams, just on the amount of people that each person in your database knows every year that moves, and what that number could be if you had even 100 people in your database, and then you got even 10% of the business of all the people moving that know each other. I'll explain a little more, but I ended up coming up with a whole different article when I was doing this search, and I found it pretty interesting. I read through it, so I thought I'd attach it and you guys could read through it if you want to after this. I can send it to your emails as well. All right, getting started with your sphere. So who goes into your sphere? Or who goes into your database? Who is your sphere? So friends, family, past coworkers. So for me, past restaurant jobs, things like that, they're all in my database. Past and present clients, of course, contractors and other vendors. So attorneys you work with, lenders, accountants. Your regular accountant that you use. Any kind of electrician, plumber, anything along that whole line of just anyone that owns a business, basically anyone that is working either from referrals or owns a business. They all, anyone that I would put those in. Another little thing you could put in is out of area realtors. So this is nice because I have a couple agents like from the North Shore that will refer me business, and I refer them business and stuff because I don't do anything in the North Shore. I would rather, if it was a good listing, I might go out there, but I'm not going to go out there for buyers just because it's it's too much. I hate going to the North Shore. That's what it boils down to. So I don't want to be doing that every weekend for the next, few months. So that's a good one too. The out of area realtors, build those relationships with them, offer them, clients. The best way, obviously, to build those relationships is when you do have a referral in that area. Look these people up. You can look them up on Kelly and find out what kind of deals they've done and how long they've been in the business and whatnot. And then I just call them and I'll send them that referral and I'll kind of interview them a little bit depending on what it is. I'll kind of interview them a little bit just to get some background on their business and whatnot and how they handle buyers and is it them? Do they have a buyer's agent? How does the whole process work with their team? And then I just foster that relationship over time, check in with them and ask them for referrals in return. Ask them for anyone that they know that's down this area. Do they have a realtor that they would refer people to? And if not, cool. I would love to be that realtor. All right. How to communicate with the sphere. So what to do first. So the first thing is getting over the fears of making the calls. I don't know about any of you guys. I had a lot of fear. Like I could cold call all day, not a problem. Calling my sphere was a huge fear of mine because I felt like I was intruding on my friendship with them and my even if they were just an acquaintance, I felt awkward because I would see them outside of a work setting and just, chat with them or whatever. And I didn't want them to think that, and this was my mindset, I didn't want them to think that I was just trying to use them for a lead or whatever. I'm gonna find out that's usually not what goes through people's minds. It's not that you're trying to use them as for your business or your gain or your benefit. It's more just, being friendly. So that was a big fear of mine, and I got over that eventually, and that actually took me a while, and that's part of the reason why I used to dig in so hard with expireds because I didn't mind calling them. I could care less if I wasn't going to get their listing or meet with them for a listing appointment. There, I was probably never going to meet those people, so I didn't care. I would call them till my face turned blue, and then so eventually I got over that, and now my business is all through referral based business. I want to start getting back probably into the expireds and whatnot, but for right now it's been all referral based business the last, I don't know, year and a half, maybe 2 years, and it's all just through my sphere, through working my sphere and making those calls and staying on top of those people in front of them. Does anyone else have that fear of making calls to their sphere? Okay, Janet.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
It's
So
a
is that-
year in. I don't know if I've even called a lot of them. Yeah.
That's all right. So I want to basically go over quickly, kind of a loose script, just something to be able to start that conversation, because it can be like uncomfortable for you to be making that call for the first time, or and something that I keep in my mind is I'm not calling them for business. I'm not calling them to ask them for business. I mean, that usually comes up in the conversation, but it's more natural than just being like, "Hey, what's up, Steve? How you doing, man? Just wanted to check in. Hey, you know anyone that's looking to buy or sell any real estate?" Like, that's not how the conversation goes. I call, "Hey, Steve, I hope everything's going well. I just wanted to check in. What you been up to? How's the family? How's the girlfriend? Whatever's going on in their life. How's work been?" And as soon as that work thing starts popping up, then they're like, "Oh, everything's been good, man. How's work been for you? It looks like you're doing well on Facebook. I can see that," and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, "Oh yeah, yeah. Work's been good. I mean, I'm always looking for more clients and whatnot. So if you know of anyone, I'd love to help them out. But in the meantime, how's everything going with your house that you just bought, or your living situation? Have you thought about buying at all?" And then just say, "Well, when you do, I'd love to give you some advice on that, and obviously free of charge. Just want to help you out." But just simple things, don't make it this big ordeal that you're calling them. Just call them as a conversation. And sometimes there's friends, I have friends that I don't usually call. Like, I'll text them, you know what I mean? And that's how we communicate. We just don't ever, I mean, my close friends, I'll always call them just because I like talking on the phone. I like to talk. So that's easier for me. But some people I communicate through text message, and I'll just shoot them a text and just check in how they're doing and just have a conversation that way, which is perfectly fine. Um, and And then for the first call, though, when you first get into real estate, I don't know how many, Mark, I know you're in your first year, right? Or second year?
Yeah. Just wrapping up. Yeah.
Okay. So anyone basically that's on this call that has not made those calls to their sphere where they're telling them they're in real estate, and they were wondering if they'd be able to add them to their database and follow up with them from time to time, and if they know of anyone that's buying or selling real estate, would they refer them, blah blah blah. The first thing I would do is just, if you have not made those calls before, just call the people and just say, "Hey, just wanted to let you know. I don't know if you saw from social media or whatever what's been going on in my life, but I got into real estate, 6 months ago, and I just wanted to kind of build my relationships a little better. I feel that I've gotten disconnected with a lot of my friends and my old friends and stuff, so I just want to build those relationships." And also grow my business. And if there's ever anything I can do to help you, I would love to help you as well. And then just go into, um, asking if they mind. What I would do, at least what I used to do, like when I first started putting people in my database, I would ask them, I'd say, "Hey, do you mind if I follow up with you periodically, put you in my database so I can make sure that I consistently follow up?" And you'll basically just get some emails from me. And I'm not going to bombard you with information. It's just going to be once in a while. And it'll be good information that might help you when you're looking to buy your next house. And 9.9 times out of 10, they're going to say, "Yeah, absolutely. That's not a problem at all. Here's my email." And okay, awesome. What's your address? And then I always ask what their birthday is, because I want to send them a birthday card on their birthday, and, get that personal touch in. Because I know for me, when I get a birthday card, I'm like, "Oh, that was so nice." um, so I always just get that information right up front and put that right in my database, and then I set them up on some kind of drip campaign. I have I talked with a couple of the guys about this last week during a meeting that we had, and I have someone set my 36 touch up. So basically, all I have to do is go into command when I add a new person, and I just click add smart plan, and I just add the 36 touch smart plan for that year. I don't know if command has fixed it yet. When I first started the 36 touch last year, you couldn't do 36 touches in a single smart plan, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous because that's like what Keller Williams is built on. But for some reason, you couldn't do that in Command. So I don't know if they fixed that yet. Something you'll have to dig into because I'm still using the same one from last year. I'm actually gonna have to do a new one very shortly. But so that 36 touch plan is full of emails, postcards, calendar magnets, you know, or like hang on, let me see. Like basketball, football calendars, things like that. So I put them right on that drip campaign, and then I just stay in front of them from there on out. So I'll call them 4 times a year or text them, whichever way is more comfortable with communication between you and that person. And then they usually get an email at least once a month. And then some kind of, I would love to say the postcards go out once a month, but that doesn't happen. So ideally that is what you want to do, but it's usually like once a quarter-ish. I send out some kind of calendar or something along those lines, you know, football schedule, things like that for their fridge, like a magnet. And then this link right here is the link that I mentioned. I can send you guys this slide if you want, and you can just click on that and go into that. It's a quick article. It's very simple, but it's good. It's for like COVID times. It's for like times where you feel you've gotten kind of disconnected to your clients and stuff. It's a big guy in KW that does a lot of business. Just wrote a little article on what how they've handled it and what they've done. That can be helpful. All right, so I kind of already said this, but what you want to have in your 36 touch: 4 calls a year, emails, postcards, or handwritten notes. So every time I get off a phone with someone, I send them a handwritten note. I write out a note and just say, hey, it was great talking with you. If there's anything I can do, let me know. I really look forward to hearing how your son's baseball season goes, whatever it is. And then I'll point out something that we had a conversation about on that phone call. I'll put that in the little note, and then I just send that out to him, and I'll just put my business card in it. Seasonal magnets, as I mentioned, so sports, you could do calendars, you can do conversion tables. So like how many cups equal or how many teaspoons equal a tablespoon and things like that. And it's just a magnet that is stick on their fridge, and then it has your face and phone number and contact information below. Happy hours and face-to-face activities. So that's a little more challenging right now, obviously, which is unfortunate, but I was actually never a huge fan of these anyway, because I don't drink. So happy hours for me are very awkward, which they're not. I just make them awkward in my head, like, because usually when I'm there, I have fun and stuff. But so I'm better with like the pie parties and just getting individual lunch with people and things like that. And then a great one is like a giveaway, so a raffle drawing. And then you could do like other creative giveaways. So for instance, I don't know if you're legally allowed to do this or not with asking for referrals and offering something in return. As real estate agents, I don't believe we are allowed to give gifts for referrals. So to each his own, do what you want to do. But there's something that you could do, hypothetically, is you could do like sorry, my puppy's barking right now. You could do like a drawing or it doesn't even have to be a drawing. It could be actually, yes, it would be a drawing, I guess. So you could say, hey, for every referral that you give me, so you reach out to all of your database, hey, for every referral you give me, I'm going to put your name into this drawing 5 times. And do you want to be in this drawing anyway? And I'll give you one free right now. And have the prize be something good that they're going to want. So, realistically, think of it like this. If you did this drawing, say 4 times a year, first off, you will get a ton of referrals. But even if you did something that's like very high end and expensive, say like even a $800 flat screen TV or something, each sale that you complete, you're going to make much, much more than $800. And that flat screen TV is also going to be a write-off for your taxes. But say you did that, I would want to give someone a referral to get into that drawing, because that would be awesome to win a free flat screen TV that I didn't have to pay anything for. So that's just my thought on that. Like I would make it a good gift. Don't be like, hey, we're doing this drawing for a $5 coupon to Shaw's. Like nobody's gonna want to be in that drawing. So make it something interesting, make it something that's like very appealing. Even $100 gift card to Amazon is something that, would be appealing, but like a $500 gift card to Amazon would be like incredible. So that's up to you what you want to do with that, but that's just some ideas of things to do. And I'm not the best at staying consistent with this stuff. These are things that I'll do periodically, and I need to be better at it. It's not that I wish, I just need to get better at it. And I intend to get better at it. I've not been in the past been that great at doing these things consistently. Yeah, the email touches and usually the phone calls, yes, I'm pretty good about, but like the cool giveaways and the lunches or the happy hours, things like that, not as good with consistency. So
Nate, I have a question on the giveaways. Have you ever done the reverse bold 100?
No, go ahead. So do you mean the regular? So I know the bold 100. What's the reverse bold 100?
So the regular 100 is you have to work your butt off to get 100 contacts in one day, right?
Yeah. Oh, so you have people call you.
Yes.
That's a great idea.
So I can send you information on people who've done it at a high level. Because I'm thinking so what they have is they don't spend all their money on the TV. Say, for instance, you're giving away a TV.
That's a good idea.
They get their lender involved, their, maybe insurance person involved, whoever it is, and they'll split it 3 ways.
That's a great idea.
And so now you're advertising on Facebook, on Instagram, you're putting it out to all their contacts, all your lenders' contacts.
Yeah.
So and then everyone calls you. You have to get like a special number and then say, okay, from 8 o'clock to 4 p.m., you call me.
If you want to be in this.
Yes. And then
that is an amazing idea. I love that. Yeah.
You have to answer the questions. So to enter, you have to qualify. And to qualify, you have to answer the questions. So you can get a lot of new leads. What's your name? What's your best email address? What's your telephone number?
Mm-hmm.
So, and there were a lot of other questions that were really good. Have you done an insurance in the last year, like an insurance, going over all your insurance stuff? And would you like someone to contact you for that? So your insurance person can get all the leads.
That's a great idea.
So it's kind of these people, the big hitters, they have thought of how to up level it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll get more information if you're interested, because it just sounded so good. Why are we calling out 100 people, to get 100 contacts? Let them call us.
Yeah. It's an awesome idea. I love it. Thank you for sharing that, Tasia. Yeah, if you don't mind sending that out.
I will. I'll send that.
That would be really awesome. Maybe at the end of this, we could all throw our emails into the thing so then she could send it to all of us. And then I will also send this slide to everyone. I just don't know if I have everyone's email in this. So
thank you.
That'd be awesome. Thank you, Tasia. That's great. I love that idea. All right. Any other questions? Anything on this, guys? All good. All right. So grow in the sphere. All right. So I don't know what page I'm on here. If this is the last page or not, I can't remember. So grow in the sphere.
Detected at the front door.
Someone's at your front door. So growing the sphere is obviously super important. Once you get that sphere going, it becomes much easier to grow. It obviously sounds very overwhelming before you even have your database set up, before you even have people in it and kind of working, and it does sound overwhelming, and I totally understand that if that's how you're thinking right now. However, once you get it all in there, you get the 36 touch in place, you start making those calls. I mean, it's 4 calls a year. Everything else is going to be automated pretty much. You have to order the postcards usually, but other than that, everything else is automated. Very simple. And then obviously if you do any like giveaway, like we were just talking about, or meeting or client meeting, anything like that. I mean, lunches, obviously you have to be there, but other than that, it's all pretty automated and stuff that you can just kind of get done behind the scenes so you don't have to stress about it all year long. And then it comes to growing your database, growing your sphere. So obviously, when you call your sphere, when you call your database, you're going to ask them in a nonchalant way, hey, do you know of anyone that's thinking of buying or selling real estate? It doesn't need to be in those words, but if you know of anyone that I could help in real estate, something along those lines. So you're going to ask for referrals that way, for sales. So that's obviously going to grow your database because you are going to get referrals. So you're going to be able to add the new people into your database. But on top of that, asking your sphere for referrals of people that you should know. So people that are like influencers, so other business owners, people that are good at networking or are connected to networking groups. Great people for this are anyone that's like commission based. So insurance brokers, lenders, obviously attorneys, uh, contractors. So a lot of contractors, electricians, plumbers, not a lot, I should say, but some don't quite understand the concept or don't stress about referring people out to you and getting referrals back because they are busy as it is. They don't really care. They don't care to grow their business. They're comfortable with where they're at. If that's the case, I'd probably just move on, find another one that is very interested in growing their business, and you can help them do so. Because being in real estate, we are usually the front line to everything, anything house related. So we're going to be the ones that our clients are probably going to call us. We're going to be the ones that keep in touch more than anyone else, like any other past contractor and whatnot. So our clients will usually ask us, hey, do you know of any electrician that could help me? And then you have a referral for those people. But as you're doing this, another way is you can ask them, so not just for influencers like networking people, but also just other contractors, other electricians and things, and you can create a little booklet for this is something that's a whole different class, but you can create a little booklet of all the different people that you have that you trust, that you would refer to your friends and family, and you can give that booklet to your clients, and that's super helpful for them. So then they have all these people. And then as you start meeting those vendors, ask those vendors who else you should connect with. So if someone is really good at, they want to grow their business, like, I mean, it when you meet with them, like he's a landscaper, for instance. You meet with a landscaper, you're going to know if he's going to want to like grow his business and if he's going to be like a good referral source, usually just by, and this isn't always the case, but usually just by their personality and how they talk to you and everything and whatnot. And they can kind of see the value, they have more of like a growth mindset. And those are the people that you want to get the people that they're connected to as well, because they're going to also have friends and colleagues and different things that they can refer to you as well. So that's an easy way to grow it through business to business relationships. And I think those relationships are awesome because they're also in front of people all the time that are fixing up their house to sell it, So those roofers or those contractors or all those people, they're great referral sources. Another one is simple, just cold calls, circle dials, online ads. Those are going to be things that they're going to be long-term nurtures. They will be, but they can be very good leads. If you're doing like circle dials, for instance, and you're calling a neighborhood and someone's like, oh, well, yeah, I was actually thinking about selling my house in the next year or so. Okay, awesome. Do you mind if I keep in touch with you? What's the best email to reach you at? I'm going to send you over a note just so you have my card also. And I use magnet cards right here. So instead of regular cards, I just have like a magnet card. So the back's just a magnet. These are nice just because I know when I get cards, they literally go right in the trash when anyone gives me a card. So I usually sit in my car for like a couple weeks and then they go in the trash. So the magnet cards are nice because they'll actually get used. They'll go on their fridge or whatever. All right. Any other questions, concerns, comments about this section?
Yes, Nate, about the magnet cards, do you make them your own? Do you buy the magnets and attach a card, or do you
No.
have someone make it?
Yeah. I'll tell you right now. Hold on. Vistaprint did these. Vistaprint. So I bought just like a ton of them. I think I bought like 500 or something, just because I was like, whatever. They're not like super expensive, and I just have like boxes of them on top of my desk here. But I like those because those will go on people's fridges. You know, they'll get that handwritten note, and they'll usually just, you know, throw the magnet on the fridge. Whereas if they get a regular card, it's going to go on their counter for, you know, a couple months, and then they're going to forget who you are. Why is this card even sitting here? And it's going in the trash, you know. Magnet, I know I have magnets like football calendars and stuff from like 2019 still, or 2018 still up on my fridge. So the magnets and stuff last. Those will stay up there for a long time. All right.
That's
Something
good
like,
point.
did you,
We send out thank yous. I just put a card in. You know, if you have a magnet, at least like when somebody opens it, they're like, you know, even if they don't think about it, they throw the magnet up on the fridge to use it anyway.
Yeah, that's the hope.
It's a good point. I know it's good.
Yeah. To see, were you going to say something else?
yes, I just recently heard a podcast and they were talking about attorneys. Do you do that? Divorce attorneys, estate planners? Do you have any type of relationship with them so they can be sending you listings when?
Good question. I don't have many attorney relationships. I hope to get more. I have some with like eviction attorneys and other real estate attorneys, obviously, but no, but those are great resources for referrals. However, they're iffy ones, you know. So for a while I was reaching out to, on like LinkedIn and stuff, I'd reach out to like divorce attorneys and stuff. And like some of them got like offended that I was reaching out to them about it, like trying to build our business back and forth, because they don't work in like a super friendly environment. You know, they're working on divorces, and it's not like, you know, it's usually not super peaceful. So, but yes, they are a great source of business, because the person that's using them for their divorce, unfortunately, but their divorce, they're gonna trust that attorney. And so if that attorney refers you, they're gonna trust you as well.
Right. And how about estate planners and,
Those are good ones as well. I don't have any of them, but those are great ones as well. And then, so yeah, estate planners are great, estate attorneys. And then,
so what they recommended was, so for instance, who do you do business with right now for your real estate attorney?
who do I use?
Yeah, who do you
I
recommend?
use Crowley and Cummings.
Yeah,
Alicia Cummings.
so do I. And just call them up and say, hey, look, this is what I'm looking to do. Who can you recommend that I call, and connect me? So now you're getting
Warm lead.
not cold calling. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a great idea too.
that's what they suggested.
I
Who
agree.
do we know right now? And then we can get that connection, that whatever it's called, a soft lead or a
Mhm.
warm lead,
Warm. Yeah,
warm lead. Yeah.
agreed. Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it, because then otherwise you're just a random person reaching out to them, and they might not react great with you. They may or may not. I mean, that's, you never know. I know if someone reaches out to me, I'm always like, yeah, absolutely, let's link up. But not everyone's like that, so the warm lead helps a ton. All right. Anything else on? Oh, all right. That was the end of the slide. Cool. Any other questions on any of this? Anything else that we can go over?
How about going over a script?
Absolutely. So I don't usually go off of, I did. So in the very beginning, I went off of scripts. There's actually, let me see if I can find it, because this is a really good script. Hold on. Am I still screen sharing? Oh, stop share. Okay. All right. Hold on one sec. Let me see if I can find this script really quick. No, wait. This one I liked a lot because it was, so has anyone read the 7 levels of Crap, now it's 9.
Communication?
Yes, thank you. 7 levels of communication.
Yes.
So that book's awesome, and there's really good scripts on the 7 levels website. Hold on. I actually hired one of their coaches a while back. I didn't last very long with them though, unfortunately. I just wasn't in the mindset of having a coach at that time. I've gone through a lot of spurts of wanting coaches, not wanting coaches, because a lot of them, I don't know. I just go through spurts of it. I can't find the actual
I
script. Right
understand that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, I do better when I'm having a coach, even if the coach isn't doing anything for me, because I'm like, well, I'm spending this money. I need to start working harder. But that's just me. I mean, I think it's awesome to have a coach.
Yeah.
Seven communication. So if you go on to, they have I think they have a website. They used to. So they somewhere on the website. So they have a bunch of scripts and whatnot in 7 levels, but one that I really liked to start off the conversation. I wish I had the exact one because they tell you to say it exactly how it is, exactly how the script is. But basically it is saying, so you're calling your sphere of influence, and what you're going to say is, hey, Joe, it's Nate Jenkins from Keller Williams Realty. Just calling to check in. I just wanted to see how you're doing, blah, blah, blah. Just have small talk. And then just say, I just got a quick question for you. If you knew, or if you or anyone you know was looking to either buy or sell or invest in any real estate, who would you recommend that they call first? And then you just wait. And if they say you, okay, awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. I would love to help them. Do you mind if I continue to follow up with you, put you in my database, blah, blah, blah. If they say someone else, just say, oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I've heard about that person. He does a lot of business. He's really awesome. Seems like a really great guy or girl. Why do you choose them? Why would you choose them just out of curiosity? And then they tell you. And then there's a script that goes along after this, and I cannot remember what it is right now. But basically, it gives you the chance to be able to kind of do what that, like if there's something that person does, it gives you an idea of what clients like, what your client would like, I can't think of the exact script. I bet if you look it up on 7 levels communication scripts on Google, we'd probably be able to find it. I just don't want to sit here and search while we're on the Zoom call. Because I know they have like a whole website for their scripts and all that stuff. But oh yeah. Do you have any to see? You got any good scripts for that?
No. So that's why I was asking.
Yeah.
I have so many. Which one is it?
Oh,
I have like this book that I've printed over time, and I don't use like any of them.
I love it.
I have the bold ones are good.
Yeah,
And
bold
like
ones are always good.
the Mike Ferry ones, or one of the Ferry. There's like Tom and Mike Ferry.
Yeah.
Some of those are kind of like real scriptish, I think.
Yeah. Feel very scripty. I mean, all scripts kind of feel really scripty until you internalize them and use them,
right.
Yeah.
So there's also a disc question, which can be really helpful. Everyone knows what the disc is, right? Like the DISC personality thing. Does everyone know what that is? Does anyone not know what that is?
I know what it is. People are constantly talking about it, and I guess I don't understand like the impact or like
Relevance.
relevance. Yeah, maybe if if you wouldn't mind just like sharing any experience you have with it, that'd be helpful.
Absolutely. So the D is someone that is very straight to the point. They don't care for small talk. They just want to know what the deal is. They're usually driven, fast paced. I have some right here. So they can be a bit impatient, efficient, and usually like brutally honest. They'll kind of tell you how it is. The I is someone who is, they love socializing. I'm a high D, high I, so it's kind of like I'll literally write text messages and I'll just be like, give a very direct answer. And then like right before I'm about to send it, I'm like, oh wait, that was rude. I didn't even say anything. So then I'll go back. So like my D first is my first initial reaction. And then I go back with like my I of, I want to like be kind and socialize. And so the I is usually more outgoing, very friendly, emotional, energetic. Um, it says like the life of the party is the I, so they're very like outgoing, very talkative. The S is someone that cares a lot about safety, steadiness. They want very kind of structure. Um, this says they live to serve and please others. And then the C is someone who is very analytical. So someone that loves spreadsheets and they like to comply to all rules in order, and they make sure that. So the C is very the spreadsheet guy. The accountant, the engineer, those kind of people. So why this is important, Mark, or everyone else, why this is important, why this can be beneficial is that if you're talking to a D, so someone who's very direct, they just want a straightforward answer. They don't want any bull crap. They just want to get to the point. And you're sitting there telling them a long story and trying to be social with them and trying to hit on their emotions and stuff. They don't care, and it's going to just annoy the crap out of them. Okay. So when you're talking to a D, you want to be very direct. So when you find, and you can figure this out by asking them a list of questions, brief questions, and very subtly you can do this. That would probably be a whole another class to go over the questions and everything, but I'll still give you the outline of what I'm talking about. So and then if you're talking to an I, and say your natural way of being is you get very caught up in the minor details. So you'd be a high C. So you're like, you want to find out every single little number that's on and just everything, all the little details. Someone like me, I shut down when people start going over heavy details and into a bunch of like, I'm just like, dude, just shut up. Like, I don't care. Don't just tell me the overall number. Tell me what it is so I can figure this out if this makes sense or not. So you want to know basically who you're talking to, and that's the important part. It doesn't matter what you are because you want to bend to what they are basically. So if you're talking to a D, you want to be very direct. If you're talking to I, you want to talk about, oh, how's your family, and emotional stuff, and be talkative, social, fun. Talking to a C, you want to talk to them about the house is in a really safe neighborhood. Very the whatever, just information about safety and the house is very dependable. You want them to just feel secure basically. Okay, that'd be the S. The C.
I just want to,
Yep, go ahead.
we're not supposed to say safe neighborhood because safe to me is not safe to you.
Yes, yeah. So you're not supposed to actually. So it's like saying it's a bad neighborhood. You're not supposed to say that either. But you get the point. You're supposed to say, I mean, with the S's, you want to just make them feel secure, make them feel comfortable without breaking the rules. Thank you, Tasia. And then the C is someone they're going to want all the information. So they're looking at a house. And so for myself, like when I look at a house, I look at, okay, is it a solid house? Is there things that I can do? They're going to look at the like very, very minute details on the property, and they're going to want to find out every bit of information before they move forward on it. So just knowing these things is why it's so important to know any of the know about the disc, and you can figure these out by asking questions. So one of the questions, this is from 7 levels, but one of the questions is if a friend or a family member was to describe you, how would they describe you? Would they say that you are loving and outgoing, straight to the point and direct? What was S? Steady and very. I can't remember what S was. It's steady and something, or
Supportive, sincere.
yep. And then C would be whatever C is. But you basically ask this question, and then they'll tell you. They'll basically just tell you, oh well, my friends would say that I'm outgoing and talkative. Then okay, I comes first. Like that's their first thing is I. Obviously, that's not 100%, but you can usually get an idea of it. And once you start to learn about this stuff, you can usually get an idea of the person just from having conversations with them, because it kind of just comes out. It
Do you
becomes
find like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's good.
You find like when you do like a listing presentation, like some of them they're just very different. Like the last one I did, the guy was just like kind of rough around the edges, just I'm gonna work with you, just like don't give me that. Like
I don't care.
some people I just give so much, like when you just kind of like put 2 and 2 together. I think when you said it now, I understand why people talk about it, because you don't want to I wouldn't want to go on about fair housing and all this stuff with this guy who's going to be like, just get the fuck out of my face. Sorry, excuse me. But
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point, is that gentleman who just wanted to hear, okay, what are you going to be able to sell my house for? And when are we going to start? That's all he wanted to know. And we're going in, oh, well, I'm going to do this for marketing and this, and tell me about your family. And we're just going in all this like clutter for him. He's like, guy, shut up. I don't care about any of that. I just want to sign this contract and move on. And so knowing that's why it's important, because you could eventually him be like, I can't deal with this person. All he wants to do is talk to me. And because he's extremely high D, he just wants to get direct to the point and done. And that's it. So that's why it's important to know that stuff. Definitely.
That was helpful. Thank you for kind of making the light bulb go off after a year.
No problem.
I've had like 10 people ask, they're like, so what's your disc score? I'm like, oh. And they don't ask like a follow-up. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Pulse on.
I don't know why
I'll
you're
figure this out
asking me this,
someday.
but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll figure that out someday.
Yeah. It's less important for us to know what ours is than to know what other people's are. That's actually not true, because if you know what yours is, you can use it to it can be a strong suit, and you can be careful of it too, because if you're a high I again, like myself, you're going to have a tendency to talk a lot and have long conversations with people that might not want to, and you just got to be aware of that. All right, guys, anything else on this?
Thank you, Nate.
No problem. To see it for scripts, I would suggest just jumping on, trying to find the 7 levels.
I got the book right in front of me.
Cool. So they have a link, or they have a website for that, and they talk about it in the book all the time, to visit this website to find the spreadsheet for this or whatever. So if you can find that website, go on that, and it should have all the information for you.
Nate, this has been really good. Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. And if there's anything I can do for anyone else, feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to help. I appreciate you guys all being on here today.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you.
helpful.
Not a problem at all. Oh yeah, if everyone wants to just throw their email in here, and then to see it could send. Looks like I'm actually the last one doing it, so cool. See, you can send that, and then I will also send over the slide. All right, so I'll send that over now, to see if you don't mind sending over slide that information that we were just talking about. That'd be really helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Nate.
Nate.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
All right, guys. We'll talk soon.